Sale, 50% off site-wide.
Hey, I'm Ruben from Dubb, a video sharing platform for business. Since we started, we have helped thousands of people in sales, marketing, and other fields communicate ideas more effectively with video. We have also used video to drive our own growth. Along the way, we have discovered 9 essential tips and tricks for using video to drive sales. These tips will help you boost sales, hit aggressive growth goals, and do so all with a limited budget.
First it was the streets, then it was the papers, then it was online. Now video is just content that people need, man.
Step 1, make a personal connection with your prospects. Making a personal connection with your prospects can sound like a daunting task. It's important to make videos that speak to the gatekeepers, decision makers, and evangelists. Start by creating webcam videos of yourself to let people get to know you on a personal level. Address their pain points and their goals and show that you can relate. Always follow up with actionable solutions. Provide value from the beginning and do not be too aggressive. That turns people off.
When I connect with someone on the phone, they've already opened a couple of emails from me. Wow, it's actually you. I've seen a couple of your videos, and so I feel like I know you already. It's like me being in 1,000 different places at once, making introductions. By the time I actually do connect with them, that lead's already warmed up, and they have this impression of me as like this kind of celebrity. It builds you up as your own brand. That's the power of video.
Step 2, know your competition. What are your competition's offerings? How do they compete? A complete understanding of the competitive landscape can help guide the videos that you create. It's effective to share screen recordings to show the value of your product or service. That being said, don't be too focused on beating the competition on features and price. It's always better to show value based on commitment and customer service, proving with words and actions how much you actually value the client.
You don't want to get into that field where you're doing this head-to-head comparison feature by feature. When you do get hit with a question from someone, they're like, well, did you know that your competitor does this? Knowledgeable of your competition, and your answers really quick, comes right out, and you're like, yeah, they do that, but we do this.
Step 3, communicate your value proposition clearly. Video is a powerful communication tool, but long-winded videos can cause disinterest and boredom. Boost engagement by spending the time to refine your value proposition with a focus on maximizing clarity.
Growth process, what is the biggest mistake that they can make?
They don't know how to talk about their product. Biggest mistakes. You having a great product and you have a great team and you don't know how to distill it, develop the product, but you're not developing the brand narrative.
Use multiple videos to test different variations and get feedback from colleagues and friends. Instead of reading a long list of features, speak from your heart and communicate the top level benefits.
In addition to having a kind of clear, concise value prop, it's really beneficial when you have a little bit more personalization. So if you're able to kind of tailor your value prop based on the conversation you've had with someone, that's really going to have, I think, the highest chance of connecting with them, and they're going to feel like, okay, he's speaking directly to me.
Step 4, the gold is found in the follow-up. Send different types of videos on specific channels to follow up with previous communication. Don't be discouraged if you don't get a response from your first follow-up. Persistence on all channels will set you apart.
So I was talking to this business owner. This guy prospected him on LinkedIn, reached out to him with a video. He was like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. But then he opened his email, and there was another video from the same guy with a different message, and it just kind of blew him away. He's like, wow, this guy's on all channels with video. I know who he is now. I know what he looks like. Invested into both that guy's product and our own. Don't be afraid to prospect on all channels.
Make sure you always bring value to the prospect. Do your research and connect with them on a personal level. Video follow-ups are great for a one-to-one basis, but here's a more nuanced strategy for B2B. If you haven't heard from an important lead that you connected with on email, create a general video on LinkedIn and mention them in the comments. This creates an opt-in environment where your contact then makes the decision to pick up the conversation. And if they don't respond to you, at least you have an asset on LinkedIn that other people can see. Step 5, scale face-to-face connections. It's not always easy to meet people face-to-face. If you can't meet in person, then let them see your lifestyle by publishing videos to your personal channels that document your life in an accessible way. Make videos of you with your team members, family at work, and doing real-life stuff. This allows people to connect with you on a personal level, not a buyer to seller level. That personal connection leads to sales and word-of-mouth marketing for your business. Step 6, create social content that gets people's attention. Make sure to cultivate a broader audience. Building an audience creates opportunities for the acquisition and nurturing of prospects to conversions. Tutorial videos can show that you are knowledgeable and that you're not afraid to share your insights. It's helpful to position yourself as a consultant, a guide, an advocate. Become a teacher as much as possible. Show them what is changing in their industry and share emerging and established best practices. Step 7, provide social proof. Sharing video testimonials is a proven method of increasing conversions. Video creates a human connection that text testimonials cannot provide. When your audience watches a video that showcases users who have succeeded with the help of your solution, that builds trust, intrigue, and fear of missing out. Use Dubb's Reply with Video feature to easily gather video testimonials. With Dubb, it's easy to enable video replies directly from a video landing page. Your recipients don't even need to install anything. One click and they can record a video testimonial directly from their webcam or phone. Professionally produced testimonials are nice to have, but they don't always feel as personal. Start with testimonials your clients can record themselves. This creates an authentic context which creates an emotional impact. Social proof can come in many forms. It could be testimonials, it could be use cases, it could be trust badges, it could just be simply people using your product or service. Figure out ways to capture that proof in video format and let other people see it. The results will be staggering. Step 8, close deals. Once they have committed to trying out your product or service, create a clear path to the finish line. Create a video that confidently asks them to close the deal. Rely on videos early in your funnel to build up those relationships.
Just before the deal is closed is another really valuable op for video. You've had a great conversation with someone, recap that in a video and send it to them, because then they can share that with the ultimate decision makers or anyone else who might have some input on that decision.
When creating your bottom of funnel videos, don't be afraid to go for the ask. Be mindful of people's time. Make your videos concise and easily digestible. Boost conversions by adding a call to action to your video landing page. This will allow prospects to fill out a form, pay online, or even sign a contract. Step 9, make your clients evangelists. Once you have seen lift to your sales from using video, your process is still not complete. Get your users to create videos using your product and encourage them to share those videos on social media. Your best marketers are your clients. Get them to fall in love with your product, fall in love with you, and evangelize value that you provide to other people. Make your clients evangelists by offering incentives for them to share videos on how they get value from your offerings. This builds a network of people who are passionate about your product and are willing to share their experiences with the world. I hope you can use these tips to use video to boost your sales and build excitement around you and your brand. And don't forget to subscribe to our channels to get more videos like this one.
And if you can understand why, the psychology of why they buy, you can predict when and if they'll buy.
So I'm here with Jesse, who's a very accomplished writer and professor of writing, and well, I'll let you do your own intro.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah, so we're salespeople, we're marketers, we're brand builders. I mean, what are some just actionable tips that you can provide to us that we can start doing today without spending a lot of money?
Yeah, absolutely. You need updates. You need daily updates of something new. This product that I have, something new is coming, something new has happened, and that new thing doesn't have to be a whole new hardware or software program. It's just a small thing. We've added a different color. We brought one person onto the team that is an expert in this. So just showing that you care enough to not be stagnant. You're not trying to be static, because you know that your customers aren't stagnant.
How do we incorporate the human touch?
So rather making a video for your brand and just putting slogans and just putting like a bunch of words and pictures and facts, and yeah, that's helpful, but if you can even just have one person saying those things, that little touch is really going to up the human factor, which is really going to play in the psychology of making sales.
Playing to the ego. What do you mean by that, playing to the ego?
Playing to the ego is when you are trying to get a customer, you should be trying to play to their ego. So somehow you're making them feel like they're keeping a promise, or they are helping the world, or they're donating to charity. So what they are buying is somehow also making them feel good as a person. So it's not just the emotional connection to what they want personally, but it's a greater emotional connection to something outside of themselves that makes them feel like they could say to another person, well, when I bought these shoes, they donated another pair of shoes to somebody else. Ego has this connotation of being this like arrogant bad thing, but the truth is we all need a little affirmation from time to time that it's not just about us, it's about other people. So when we buy something, we like to feel that we are helping someone else by doing that.
Scarcity, limited edition?
So the scarcity principle, as I'm sure you know as a marketer, is the idea that the more limited edition or exclusive something is, the more people will feel compelled to buy it because they think it's a scarce resource.
Yeah.
You're aware of the tragedy of the commons?
I've heard that before.
Yeah. So the tragedy of the commons is mostly an economics term, but is also a sustainability term. It applies to everything in life. is the idea that, let's say we have 2 cows and we have 3 families living in one community. First family goes in and say, oh, I gotta think of my family. I can't think of these others. So they take 1 cow for themselves. Rather than working together, there was a fear of the scarcity of the resource. And so they took it for themselves, not thinking about how it would impact others. So that's a tragedy of the commons. But scarcity principle plays into that, this fear that something is scarce, so you grab it before it can go away. So if you can somehow make your product seem limited edition, exclusive, or scarce, there's only 1 left of these, hurry before it runs out, and up the chances of someone buying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of integrations on e-commerce experiences where they show that limited supply. Problem solving.
So you gotta show that you understand their pain point. You don't just say, I understand your pain. You literally show, this is exactly what's wrong, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3, I fully understand what's the problem. What problem exactly are you trying to acknowledge and address? Lay that out, show them, oh, I know how frustrating it was when you couldn't do this on your phone. Oh, it sucked when you didn't have emoji. Show how frustrating it was for you, and then show exactly how you fix that. Because again, that's gonna make them feel like, you understood me, I can trust you. So be a problem solver. Sometimes companies will only point out the problem. So, oh, this was missing and this was a problem. Buy our product. But they don't say exactly how their product will fix the problem. So that's usually the missing connection.
Got it. We talked about scarcity, we talked about the human touch, we talked about problem solving, being honest.
I know that was a lot, but there's so much behind what makes someone decide to buy. And if you can understand why, the psychology of why they buy, you can predict when and if they'll buy.
So using video for sales is actually really easy. All you have to do is get one of these cameras and put some film in it and just hit record.